Hello, I'm Greg Harford and welcome to this special episode of How to Retail Recovery Edition. Now, being a travel agent is perhaps one of the more glamorous roles that you can do in the retail sector. You help people plan the trips of a lifetime, give them experiences that they've never had before. But what happens when COVID-19 hits the world? What happens when your business effectively grinds to a halt almost overnight? How do you pivot your business? How do you keep your team engaged? And how do you communicate with your customers and let them know that you're going to be back? Today, we're talking to Katrina Cole from House of Travel at Botany Junction, and she's going to share her experiences and learnings with us from the last few months.
I'm Katrina Cole. I am one of the directors at House of Travel in Botany Junction with Karen Murphy. I've been in travel 41 years and 26 of those have been with House of Travel.
Could you tell us a little bit about your business?
Well, House of Travel is a business that started in 1987 by Chris Paulson in Christchurch, and we've grown the franchise model. So myself and my business partner Karen Murphy own this particular office in Botany Junction. We've got a great team of 5 of us. There was 14 pre-COVID, so times have definitely changed. But it's a great franchise model. The owner-operator is the person that drives the business. And after 41 years and 26 with House of Travel, I wouldn't be anywhere else.
When we think about the pandemic, the last 2 years have been tough. How have you and the team coped?
Can I cry now? Look, it has been really difficult, and difficult because of the people. We've had some really amazing people we've had to let go. The team that we've got now has stuck in there through thick and thin, and we want to be there for them as well, and also for our clients. Really early on, I was asked by somebody who was one of our trainers, a guy called Joel Bizet, and he said to me, Katrina, write down 2 lists. One of the lists is things you can control. One of the lists is what you can't control, and throw that away. And I've really tried to stick to that. Look, there are days when I don't want to come to work, and I feel really sorry for my teams and my clients and my peers at House of Travel. But I love what I do, so we've got to just push through and keep going and accept that yes, it is difficult. Everyone's having a difficult time, but I think if you put some strategies in place, and we did that very early in the piece, and we've stuck to those. Yes, we've had to revise them because things have changed a lot. As you know, with borders opening and closing, it has been really difficult. With regulations and rules changing, it's been difficult. So for our clients, it's really just taking them on that journey, but the journey is not now 6 months, it's been maybe 2.5 years for some people. And we'll continue doing that till we hopefully get every Kiwi away that we have booked or we've got credits for.
What's one piece of advice you've got for other retailers who have done it tough during lockdown?
Again, only focus on the things you can control. I can't change the government's stance on borders, and nor would I want to. It's a very difficult position to be in. And I think it's really just been really nimble and flexible. That's what we've had to be. We've got 2 of our people doing Healthline just to make sure that we can bring them back on board and they can do what they want to do when this pandemic's finished, and this too will pass. So I think it's about talking to good people, ensuring you have the right people on your team or on your bus, whatever you want to say, and just making sure that you know what the end goal is for you and your shop, retail, business or whatever, and just keep focused on that, but have the flexibility.
Do you incorporate well-being strategies into your company?
At House of Travel, we went early on with Mentomia and subscribed to some webinars that were on, and that's John Kerwin's initiative. It's been really interesting. There's been a few of us in the office that have listened to it just to get some coping strategies and just to know that what we're going through is actually okay. Like, this will pass. So from a well-being aspect, we have also got some money out of different organisations to help our business in the future, and one of them is definitely going to be on wellbeing. I think we've really just, like everyone, we're exhausted. We seem to be just doing repeat business for 2 and 3 times touching the same booking. So I think once 2022 comes, Hopefully our attitude will change, and we'll do some wellbeing pieces around that, whether it's Mentor Mia with Joel Bazet. We've got him booked in to do just our team, because our team, we really need some nurturing and to know that what we're experiencing is normal. A lot of people are tired after this, so the wellbeing piece is really, really important for us. We want to make sure that our team come through as they are, the team we've got now that we picked to come through and really do what we love doing, and that's selling travel well into 2022-23.
While you were trading in the pandemic, how did you keep customers engaged?
So even though we weren't open, some of us were in the office keeping social distancing and all that, but it was important for our well-being too. But yeah, comms and also social media. For people, it's really uncertain times, and there has to be some confidence that borders are going to stay open, they're not going to get trapped overseas, all of those things. So we're on call 24/7 anyway, but it was just really just saying, hey, we're here, you might want to look at using your credits for 2022-23, because the Europeans are travelling, the Brits are travelling, the Americans are travelling, and we have found that we've actually got some issues trying to get availability on cruise ships, tour companies, on aircraft, because as they all come back on slowly, some of them with half measures for people on their boats or their ships, or on their buses, there isn't the room for Kiwis and Australians who are leaving it really late, and that's going to be important going forward.
What have you learnt about you and your team?
What I've learned about myself, Karen and the team is just how we are resilient, pick up the mantle when it's needed, we care for our customers, we definitely are not pushing people to go if they're feeling uncomfortable. We've faced the challenges head on, controlled what we can control, left behind what we can't control. But we want to be there for our clients. We want to hold their hand through this entire journey. And they've boosted us, to actually turn around for 2022 and 23 and book some really big bookings has been amazing. And it shows us, because we know it's going to come back, and it's going to come back with a vengeance. We're really excited about the future and what that's going to hold.
Could you tell us a little bit about your marketing plan?
Our marketing plan has had to stay fluid. Very fluid, and we have just adapted depending on where the borders are open. So when we had the Australian bubble, that opened. Then we had the Rarotonga bubble. We really invested in our marketing plan for that. Then that closed and the Australian one closed. So going forward, it's not quite softly, but we are recognising that people do need to have confidence to be able to travel again, and that's okay. We do a lot behind the scenes for our customers, and one of the main things is keeping on top of the rules and the regulations for travel, and who can travel and who can't. So that's really what we're being focused on in the future going forward.
So Katrina, when you look back at the last 2 years, is there anything you guys should have moved on faster or earlier?
Look, I think strategically we actually moved when we were supposed to move. It's interesting how everything sort of slotted into place, and we carefully thought about that move because there was no going back. We are really at the mercy of our suppliers. So our suppliers, and when I say suppliers, I'm talking about airlines, cruise companies, tour companies who tell us what their rules and regulations are. So behind the scenes, I don't know whether we would have missed anything. We've been really careful to keep in touch with our clients, and also behind the scenes for our clients. We do a lot of work that we just don't tell them about. We sit on the phone for 2 and 3 hours. We've got thousands and thousands of dollars back from overseas suppliers that we have just been like dogs with a bone to make sure that we get it for our Kiwi travellers.
Have you had any support from Activate, Tamaki Makaurau, Retail, NZ, or any other suppliers?
They've been really vital for our business. One of the pieces was our Wellbeing piece. We're able to fund that through an ATED grant that we got. We've also applied for the Activate Tamaki Makaurau amount to see whether we can use that towards some marketing for next year, because we know we're going to need that to actually just ramp up our social and it's vital, especially when you're a small business. No one knows our local marketing area like the people that actually live and work in the area. So in Botany Junction here, you know, we are all fairly local, we know the area, we know our clients, so we're able to market to them rather than just our broad marketing. I think there would have been a lot of companies that would have benefited from that, you know, and through the support of Retail NZ, it's been magnificent that all these businesses have actually come to their fore and been able to support small businesses like ourselves.
Things are moving pretty fast in the industry. How have you kept up with the changes? How do you relay that to your team and your customers?
It's a minefield. Honestly, we talk about this in the office. We don't know how anyone books online because it would just be a mare. Yeah, we have regular bodies that actually keep us up to date. We're on every government website there is. We also have an intranet within House of Travel, where if you get a little bit stuck and you've got a client that's got some special request, you can pop it up there, and one of our other House of Travel, we call them hotties, will come through with an answer. So, you know, and usually it's a tried and true answer. So I had a client last week that went to Perth, and yes, all they had to apply for was this, and they got in and there was no problem. Or has anyone had a client that has transited in Los Angeles, and is this time frame enough for them to connect to another flight? And most of the time we have actually had someone that's just done that, or had a client that's just done that. Keeping up is a challenge. We haven't bombarded our clients with it until they're ready to travel. So we walk them through. You know, we say to them, you know, we've got people that have booked even just to Australia. You know, you think that would be easy, not these days, but it will get easier.
How is House of Travel Botany Junction involved in the local community?
So the local support and our customers that we've had for a long time are the most important. We are out in the community. We are House of Travel right through the country, are partners with Hospice New Zealand. So we've really endeared ourselves and tried to help out as much as we can. Obviously the last 2 years has been really difficult. You know, the local community is really, really important. So we want to be around where we are creating jobs in the local area. We're also creating, you know, a service for people to travel. They can park outside our shop. We do it all, so it makes it a lot easier for the local community. We've, you know, supported bowling clubs, tennis clubs, all local schools, you know, with prizes, which are going to be really hard to get in the foreseeable future. But, you know, it's not to say that we can't give our time, and we'd give our time doing the Christmas baubles for hospice and things like that. So, you know, it's been pretty amazing. Sad to not see it this year. But we've also been involved with the Howick Santa Parade this year, which has been, the parade was cancelled, but we were able to sort of help out helping Santa. So that's been amazing.
So space travel, is it really the next big thing?
It's a big thing as in what it's actually doing. I've managed to sell 5 Kiwis who are now future astronauts. The exciting thing is that we've had a couple of test flights that have gone amazingly well. Obviously, people have seen them on the media. And yeah, I think in the future Kiwis are very inventive and very adventurous, and I think there will be more people that will want to go to space. You've got to really want to go. It's quite an interesting journey, and the 5 astronauts that I have met, and some of them paid deposits 13, 14 years ago, cannot wait. And hopefully next year is going to be the year where we actually see some Kiwis in space, and I cannot wait for that to happen, because again, I've walked beside these guys, and there's 5 guys for 14 years, so it's been pretty amazing. They're super excited to be going, and I'm sure that the media will pick up stories about that and bring it on. But again, you know, it's diversification, isn't it? If there's no COVID in space, maybe it will be the next biggest thing, who knows?
You've probably had a lot of help along the way. Is there anyone you want to do a big shout out to?
Well, the biggest shout out I think has to be for our team. You know, Karen and I have been really fortunate. We've got an amazing team at Botany Junction who have been with us for many years. The 3 that are still with us have been 10 plus years. So, and they have had to ride a really big roller coaster. We've seen them grow a lot. Again, our customers have been incredible. The ones that have rung us to make sure that we're okay, that we're still going. Our holding company, House of Travel, they have been incredible in giving us the tools, the support, just to make sure that we're all doing okay, because, you know, it becomes very insular and lonely when you're in lockdown, and Auckland's been in lockdown for a long time. And our families, you know, they have also been there for us. And I think any small business owner or anyone that works in a small business will understand how vital our families play that role. You know, they're there to support us. I don't think anyone can understand what the travel industry has been through. You know, we hear the hospo industry, their voice is very loud. For us, even when the borders open, it doesn't mean an instant, oh, we're back to normal, like it does in some cafes. And again, the hospo industry has really been dealt hard blow, but you know, they can start selling the next day. We can't. We have to sort of go back to step one and get people on board, get the confidence level up, and then we can, you know, run with that. But we're so looking forward to sending Kiwis overseas. And yeah, our motto is ensuring that how Kiwis see the world, and that's really what we want. We want to get people away. I know I want to travel, and Sophie, you want to travel. So,
absolutely.
You know, and Ben, our cameraman, I'm sure he wants to travel. So I think, you know, there's not many people that I talk to that don't want to travel. It's just going to be when. So not if, not but, maybe, it's going to be when. So we can't wait to do that.
Well, thank you, Katrina, for sharing your knowledge, and I'm really excited by the opportunities presented in the future to travel into space. Don't forget, if you're running a retail business, there's plenty of advice and support available from the websites below, and watch out for the next episode of How to Retail Recovery Edition.